皆さんこんにちは、ShimaRinです。本日はですね、アメリカ人のこの子ゲストにしてインタビューの方をしていきたいと思います。それでは Please introduce yourself in Japanese.
私はアントニアです。16歳です。11th grade です。アメリカ人です。I'm missing something.
That's good. Yeah, thank you.
Should I do that over?
No problem.
Okay. For my grade Algebra 2, I take Applied Science because I don't need any more Regents finals to do. And then I take regular English, and then I take, what is the last one? I said Algebra, Science, English, and what is the last one? The last one is...
You forgot that?
I forgot. It's four cores.
Yeah.
It's math, science, English, social studies. I take American history, and then I have electives. I take mixed choir, which is the older choir, and then I take computer graphics too. And then I have free periods because I don't take a bunch of electives. So yeah. I don't really do any clubs. I used to do the photography club, but that's about it. I almost did the National Art Honor Society, but I went against it because they don't really do enough. I usually only study if I really know I have a big test coming up. Other than that, then I casually study certain lessons we did throughout the day at home. And so I'll usually study maybe no less than 2 hours. So on average, maybe 4 hours, maybe a little bit more. Yeah. Specifically, New York is good pizza. Landmarks, obviously Manhattan, Times Square. We're really famous for, specifically like New York City, the theater stuff, like musicals and stuff like that. I don't know what else. We're known for our country music, pop music. Yeah. Well, obviously the city, New York City, Times Square. I like to go to Times Square. My parents and I like musicals a lot, so we see a lot of musicals. I've gone there since I was really little. I've never been to the Statue of Liberty, but people say that's really cool. The Empire State Building, you can actually like go inside, and it has a bunch of history about like the city and the building itself. I don't really like the beaches. They're very rocky. Yeah.
How about the best musical ever?
The best musical. It used to be Wicked, but now last summer I went to see Beetlejuice, which was one of the new ones that came out in March, and it was amazing. It was like the best musical I've ever seen, and like out of my whole life of seeing musicals, and I'm not joking, I'm seeing it again in December. I came up, actually, it wasn't the anime, it was Love Live.
How did you find it on the internet?
It was more like in recommended YouTube, yes. It was first the music I would hear around YouTube and stuff. I wasn't watching anime before then. Actually, no, I was. My first one, it was kind of like the movie 15 centimeters per second, but it was the first one I ever watched, and then I heard Love Live songs, and I got really into those, and then I watched the anime, and I was like fully invested. I played the game. I did like online covers. I went into like small groups and covered stuff. That's when I started to like, I really liked singing in Japanese, and then I wanted to start learning Japanese, and I've been self-studying, self-teaching for about a year now, maybe a little more. The only reason that I got into Love Live was because of the music that I heard on the internet, and I just really liked the music, so I wanted to get into it, and that's when I really got into idol-specific animes and activities and stuff like that. Yes, when I'm older. Not in school, busy.
If you have so much free time, do you want to go?
Yeah, for like a week, maybe 2 weeks. I want to do like a lot of stuff.
even if you are a student?
Not when I want to wait till I'm like older to go, so that I know that I have free time and I can like pay for the ticket myself. I don't need my parents, you know, stuff like that. I don't know much about like I said, the areas. I haven't really looked into that too much, which is weird for me, but obviously like famous places in Tokyo and the big cities and stuff like that.
You will go to around Tokyo?
Yes, around Tokyo. Yes. I actually, the first thing I wanted to learn was how to read it before I spoke it. So I went on this app called Duolingo, and that's where I started. I don't use that forever. I learned some basic hiragana from Duolingo, and then from there I just got off of that and just studied the characters. I took quizzes and stuff like that. So the order that I learned was hiragana. I had made sure I was memorized before I did anything else. And then I learned katakana. And then now I'm learning a bunch of kanji, which is like the biggest. So I don't know everything on kanji, but I know like basics. Definitely not writing. I've never tried writing. I'm scared too. I know I always do the stroke, like it comes out correctly, but there's a certain way the strokes go. When I listen to Japanese, I can pick up pieces or like the whole thing. I can make casual conversation in Japanese, like about I can ask questions. I can introduce myself, just basic stuff. I like yume, dream. I like specifically the way that it's written. I think it's really cool, very pretty. I want to go into graphic design, digital artwork. I don't know specifically what schools I want to go to. I've gone like online and I've looked at certain schools maybe for a little, but that's not really my focus at the time because I'm already in certain graphic design classes in my school. So I want to get good grades in there so I can build my portfolio, and so that I have my portfolio done and I like it, and then I can look into colleges and I already have like what I need, specifically knowing Photoshop and stuff like that. You need that for college, and not a lot of students know that going into college. Like I know it like the back of my hand because the school's great, like it teaches you that kind of stuff. I still want to live in America. I don't want to live in Japan. That is like some maybe far-fetched idea, but not really. I want to be maybe in a company for illustration and logo design, stuff like that, getting commissions and stuff, and maybe have freelance on the side, like as an artist.
Okay, thank you so much.
No problem.
はい、ということでこんな感じで質問をさせていただきました。それでは、もしこの動画が良ければどうだそしてチャンネル登録そして、お願いします。それではさよなら。
さよなら。